All right, we are live.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. I know we are right on time. I was like 10 seconds early, but it's all right. So the Cubs are away. Bear Cub was her 18th birthday yesterday, and she decided to go to Columbia to stay with a couple friends, and they ended up going to the zoo yesterday.
Been there.
Yeah.
Nice place.
Morning, Tom. I can't handle you guys yet. Well, we're trying something different today, Tom. And it's already like 80 degrees outside, and I just woke up this morning with not feeling it today, so we're just going to do coffee and chat. Might break out the French press that I got the other day and show how to do that. Have you ever had a French press coffee?
Never heard of it.
Well, then, let's be something new.
Coffee is either a Keurig pod or brewing a pot in Mr. Coffee.
Yeah. So this is, you get the water boiling, and then you pour it into a jug or container. Then you dump your coffee in, and you let it kind of, they call it steeping, but it's like just let it sit, soak, basically. And for 3 to 5 minutes, and then the top part goes on, and then you have a plunger. You push down, the plunger's a screen, and that screen takes all the grounds to the bottom, and then you have nothing but pure coffee at top.
Nope, never heard of that.
Let's see. Good morning, Charlie. I got a French press. It's great. French press is great. Yeah, I got 2 of them now. I had forgotten way back in the day. It's not the one you use with your thumbs. I got one way back in the day. We were at IKEA?
Maybe.
Might have been IKEA, and we picked one up, and we used it a couple times, and it got to be, as an everyday thing, it was a pain in the butt to clean every day, because once you push the grounds to the bottom, they're stuck there. Well, not stuck, but you pour your coffee out. Well, then you got to dump the grounds out and then rinse it out and all that. So it got to be kind of a pain to do it every day.
Does it make like a pot at a time, or is it a cup at a time, or?
There's different sizes. So the small one we got does, yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Want to hand them over?
This one's different because you just.
Yeah, I just pulled it out. That's okay.
This is your new one. Well, you need a new one.
This was
the thrift store find or something?
Yep. Thrift store find.
It's a good one.
So it is a Bodum, Bodum, is the name brand. And yeah, so this holds a quart and a third of water. I measured, yes. And then you have, you put your water in here, and then you have the screen, and once you put your coffee in, you just kind of set this on there, let it steep, and then when you're ready when it's done steeping, this one actually has a filter. Set this right here. It actually has a screen, so it's kind of like a double. This screen pushes all the grounds down, so all the coffee goes up. And then this one is just another added bonus. And then you just, whenever it's done steeping, you push it down, and it'll go to about there. You can see the wear line. It'll go to about there, and that'll be all your coffee, and then you have good, clear coffee up here.
So how much coffee grounds do you put in there?
So this is my Mr. Coffee takes a quart and 3/4 of another quart. So this takes 1 quart and a third. So I put in about 3 to 4 tablespoons of coffee. Too much math.
And you just estimated that math, didn't you?
No, I actually measured it the other day when I figured up Pay and I were messing with it, and here, you can look at it. Pay and I were messing with it, and she was excited about it. So I said, well, let's do one. So we made one, and we measured it out. So we got out a quart jar and actually measured quarts. And I was like, okay, well then, if this is here, then we're right about that, So I put in about 3.5 to 4 tablespoons of coffee. Depends on how much oomph you want in it.
Because on a regular coffee pot, I think I use like 6 tablespoons. I think it is.
Yep, 6 tablespoons to 12 cups. Yep. So maybe we got some water on the in the tea kettle, getting ready.
It makes a better cup of coffee.
Huh?
Really?
Yes,
It makes a better cup.
I think so too. But
You can order it like this at Amelie's.
okay, so Amelie's is a
Italian.
uh,
It's a Parisian. Yeah, it's Parisian baked good restaurant.
they're like you go in and it's all Italian themed, like Italy themed, London. that-
Paris, babe, France.
Okay, Paris. It's all Paris themed.
So there's sandwiches, there's soups,
So-
there's breakfast, and there's desserts and coffee.
I've heard you mention that place a lot over the years. I've never seen it, never been there. I
It's
thought
downtown.
Why do I go downtown?
I don't know, because you live in the town.
I haven't lost anything there. Don't got to go down there for anything. But
He goes to the highway
I know.
and back.
You should really take a trip downtown. There's some really cool things.
Yeah, it's
But
just up the street from Jimmy John's.
but I thought it was a like donut pastry type place. I thought y'all went there for
We
pastries and
yeah, they normally
brownies
go-
and stuff.
we
they
for
normally go-
pastries.
For the pastries, they get like your sister really likes their chocolate croissants, which
I
is
like their
basically
almond
croissant
ones.
rolls with a Hershey bar in it.
They're different, don't even. But yes, she gets chocolate croissants.
A redneck version would be you take a croissant roll, you roll it out, and then you put a Hershey bar in it, and you roll it up and bake it. That's the redneck version.
Okay.
I like the
The-
raspberry pistachio ones, but they don't have
See,
them
that's
all
the things that I remember hearing y'all talk about.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I didn't know it was a restaurant. You could order sandwiches and stuff. I
Yeah,
thought it
there's
was just.
sandwiches. There's
Okay.
really good sandwiches.
I had no idea.
It's more coffee shop than a
You
restaurant.
need to expand your restauranteering. You need to go to different places. I can make you a list.
Yep.
This one, this one, this one, this one, this one.
Yep. So the Cub was out. We went to the auction last night, just us. They had 6 sellers.
They had 6. We only got to stay for 4.
Yeah, I had to chauffeur to go get pay after she pulled a double, and she didn't. She was only scheduled like 7 to 3. Well, at 2:45, I get the text saying, "Hey, don't come get me," because Cub's got the car. So she comes in. She says, or she texts me and said, "Hey, I'm staying until 10." I'm like, what? She volunteered to stay another shift. I'm like, whatever. So she was up and gone by 6:30 this morning because she's working a double today. But so I don't know.
Got tuition.
Yep. Rusty reminds me of my ex-wife. She only wanted to go to one restaurant and get the same thing every time.
I have my favorite restaurants.
But you don't know if you haven't been to other ones if there's new favorites.
You're right.
Yep. He's a chain guy. You like the chain, the chain restaurants, because you know what you're getting every time you go.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like seafood, I go to Pier 51. If I want burgers, I don't go to places like Burgers and Barley and stuff like that. If I want a burger, I mean, I'm happy with going to little diner like Passmore's Grocery next to my house or something like that. I've been to Burgers and Barley twice. I'll probably never go back. Been not happy with their food, and not that it tasted bad. It was too expensive to me for what it was. It was just a it was just a regular burger. Wasn't no reason for it to be $11. Whenever you can get the same burger somewhere else for $6. I mean,
Yeah, they were banking on the gourmet and the type of burger, so it's got a higher quality.
If you go to any Hobos, you're paying $11. Five Guys, you're pretty much paying that.
oh sure, I won't go to Five Guys anymore. That place is ridiculous expensive.
Yeah, any restaurant like $11, 11 to 14 is typical for a burger anymore. And I'll pay for a really good burger because I like a good burger. I don't mind, not one bit.
But
So
we're
Tom,
we're not a big restaurant family. I mean, we cook at home.
Tom, you got a question.
Me too, but
Does Rusty look like your ex-wife? Yeah.
I want to start going into Charlotte, like picking one restaurant.
The scroller thing works.
Oh, it didn't for me.
Yeah,
I want to
see,
start
it's
picking
working.
one restaurant in Charlotte and going to one restaurant like in Charlotte like once a month or something.
Aunt Rita, good morning. From Troy, Ohio. Explore the restaurants. Live wild. Yeah. We've been trying to get out a little bit more. I've been exploring my Mexican, because I used to have this rough time with Mexican food. I go into a Mexican restaurant, no matter where it was, no matter how good it was, I would always get sick. Always. I would end up in the middle of the night puking my guts up. Now, it could have been the amounts of alcohol that I drank with it. Who knows? But now, good morning, Mandy. Now, I go and I get the fajitas. I don't look at anything else. We've got one spot that we really like, and I go and I get fajitas just about every time, because the only carbs that I intake is the tortillas. I don't touch the rice or the beans.
Right.
So everything else is fair game. So I've been doing that a lot.
There's one Mexican place here in Rock Hill that we go to. That's Casa Tequila.
Yep, that's the one we go to.
Okay.
Yep.
And me and Teresa, we always get the fajitas for two, and we split a order of fajitas.
Oh no! See, I'm still a fat guy. I get the fajita for me. It might be for two, but it's really for me.
But we go to there, and then we go to, oh gosh, I forgot the name of it already. I installed it during computers in it. Sharonda's.
Sharonda's, yeah.
That's the only two Mexican places that we go to now.
Yeah, we've been doing. We try to get out once in a while, like once a week. Try to go somewhere. And I picked this place the other night because Pay likes the birria tacos. I can't roll my R's, but she really likes those. And it was a time where she didn't have, and she wasn't working, and she didn't have something planned. So she was doing homework, and I was like, tacos? And she perked up. She's like, do what? What? I said, get dressed. Let's go get tacos. So we ended up going to Casa Tequilas. But yeah.
No, I've never ordered a taco at a Mexican place.
So if we go to the one place downtown, we took Mandy when they were in. We went there, and have a great day, Aunt Rita. We're going to catch church here in a little bit. We catch the second episode online, and it'll go on about. He comes out and preaches at noon. They do about 30 minutes of songs, and sometimes I'm in it, sometimes I'm not. But so have a great day. The one spot downtown, I forget the name of it now, but it's pretty good. They do more of your like beef short rib tacos.
Okay.
They have they had one. It was some sort of red cabbage slaw on top of like a fried chicken, something or other. And it was good, but it's a little bit different. It's not your typical Taco Bell fare tacos.
Right.
So, but
And I just made tacos the other day for dinner. Had chicken tacos. Got the crock pot out, 3 pounds of chicken breast in the crock pot, and then 3 packages of the Ortega, whatever, chicken taco seasoning in the crock pot.
Yep.
Then you put in 1/4 cup of water, 2 hours on high, and the chicken just shredded with all the seasoning. And I threw a can of diced green chilies and adobo peppers in there. Mixed it all up, put it on soft tortillas, and made chicken tacos.
I need to do more crock pot meals because it's so hot and I just don't feel like doing much.
Oh, I know.
I mean, it's already 80 some degrees out, 83 degrees.
Like when I leave here and get home, I'm going to be outside. I'm putting 2 chickens on my rotisserie, and I'm actually going to use it for I bought this rotisserie at Christmas, and it's the first time I've never even used it yet.
This is what you were going to do last week.
Right.
Taco Bell sucks.
Oh, Taco Bell's delicious.
It does on the rare occasions that we do go to Taco Bell. It does take me back to the old days when I was out running with the guys, and the bar lit out at noon or midnight. Noon. One bar lit out at noon, if you know what I mean. But we would always go to Taco Bell because it was right beside the bar we went to, and then I always ran around with my cousins, my older cousins, and we would sit there at the kitchen table at his mom and dad's house, and we would all, like, there'd be 3 or 4 of us sitting around the kitchen table eating tacos at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah. Back in the day, you used to be able to buy a 12-pack of tacos, and I can remember after a night of partying and drinking with the buddies and all, going home and sitting down and having buying a 12-pack of tacos.
Yeah. Yeah, because you were like, I don't even want to order anything. Just give me soft tacos. But
I always split them 12 hard, 6 hard and 6 soft.
Like taco joints. Let's see. If you'd like to eat cardboard, yeah, they're not very. I don't know. It's kind of one of those. It takes you back a minute, and then you're like, yeah, this is why I used to eat it when I was tore up. Fast food in general sucks. I agree. Since I've been hanging out with Brian, I've been to more fast food joints than what I have since, I don't know, a decade. But that's because he eats a lot of fast food. And it was so wherever we're out, he's like, "Can you stop here? Can you stop there?" A couple weeks ago when we went tubing, and the wife and her friend went on down to the next stop.
Mm-hmm.
So I got off at one spot. They went on down. I stopped and got them Wendy's burgers and fries just as it's been a long day.
Yeah.
Just something to scarf down. So that was, but.
Man, I haven't eaten at a Wendy's in, this probably 10, 15 years.
I saw at first, good morning, Mike, Mr. Cast Iron. I saw this when I was in Columbus, and I thought it was one of those BS memes, which we'll get into memes in a minute. One of those, kind of fake memes. And it was Wendy's chili in a can. It's real.
It's funny you mentioned that.
It's real.
When I go to Wendy's, or when I did go, the only thing I ever got there was their chili.
Yep.
Their chili is phenomenal.
Well, it's in a can, and it's at the Walmart down here on Dave Lodge.
Okay.
It's like $4.38 or something a can.
Oh wow.
Or something $3.26 or something like that. I took a picture of it, but that is real. Giant Ingles, Okay, so Mandy, yes, Wingers was the place. We always hung out there. Mr. Cast Iron, Mike's been doing some good videos, little shorties answering questions about cast iron that people's written him and whatnot. So doing a lot of little stuff. Giant Eagles has Wendy's chili in a can. Yep. Why? At first, when I was in Columbus, I saw it as a Facebook post, and I thought, yeah, whatever. But I did find it.
Ingles, the grocery store?
Giant Eagle.
Oh, I thought you said Giant Ingles. I thought it was a great big huge Ingles store.
No, Giant Eagle.
Okay.
I probably did say that.
Is that a grocery store, Giant Eagle?
Yeah. Kind of like they got a Myers and we don't. Myers is
Myers is actually one of my company's bigger clients, and I've been here 12 years. I've never seen one because we don't have any around here.
No, they're a northern one. Yeah, they use the leftover burgers to make the chili.
Yep. When I
made a chili that tasted reminded me of Wendy's. That one chili you made the last time you brought some over.
Okay.
I don't know how long ago that was.
Yep. But I only have one recipe for chili that I made it because that's the way my mom and dad made it growing up. So I only know one way of making it. Everybody loves it, so there's no reason for me to change it.
Yeah. Okay, so talking about memes. I've been meaning to bring this up for, I don't know, several weeks.
You need a refill on coffee?
Yeah. So you can just bring the pot over.
All right.
So y'all have seen this meme, and it's been around for a long time. The people that put it's the picture that has fireworks, like the little what do they call those? They come in the pack, and there's like 50 of them.
Firecrackers.
Just regular firecrackers.
Yeah.
I think there's a regular name for them, but
I
don't know. But anyway, the long strand that has like the doubles and they're all tied together. Well, in this meme, was that the coffee empty?
Yeah.
That's fine.
So now's a good time to use your press.
Yeah, we're waiting on the teapot to boil.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, already on that. So anyway, the idea is that they take those, they untie them, and they throw them in the pellet hopper. Was what the meme's showing. Has anybody ever done that? And if so, what happened?
Why don't I go to YouTube and Google and search that? Firecrackers in the pellet hopper.
Okay. Because I saw that for the 4th of July. Everybody, it was going around really big. You all know what I'm talking about. And I was just like, fortunately, I wasn't tagged in it because I don't have a pellet cooker. But I was just wondering, has anybody ever done that to their thing? It's not a statue of a giant eagle. Someone gave me directions. Left turn. Oh. Yeah. You should be here today. The Jazz and Ribs Fest going on downtown. That'd be fun to go to. We had Food Truck Friday, where they have, I don't know, probably about a dozen or so, 2 dozen food trucks around downtown. But the downside is it's on they block off the roads downtown, so it's 90 degrees outside. Good morning, Uncle Steve. How's the water park going? The swimming lessons look awesome.
Nope.
Okay.
We ought to post some in my pellet hopper and let's see what happens.
I wonder if Pit Boss would cover that under warranty. If you just say it blew up. But that's one of those I was just like, okay, does that really happen? Has anybody ever done that?
That picture had to just be for shock value.
That's what I'm wondering. It's kind of like the one that I keep coming across that I need to send to Corey, and it has this lady standing in front of a herd of cows. There's like the electric fence in front of her, and she's got her shirt up, and it says Mardi Gras, Nebraska. I'm sure that's been done. But so what other barbecue memes are you curious about that really happened? We see tons of them.
Yeah, I see them all the time, and they're just jokes. And until you brought that up, I never actually thought, hey, I wonder if somebody really did this.
Or what about the one where they turn a toilet into a charcoal grill?
Yep, they got
Really?
the bowl, the porcelain bowl with charcoal on it, and then a grate over the top of it,
Yeah.
and then ice filled into the tank with beers and stuff stuffed in the ice.
Yeah.
So you had everything right
That
there.
part makes sense. I could see being young and dumb and having that as a party gag. But the grill part, no.
I wouldn't have a problem doing that, actually making one. Because, I mean, I'm not saying with a used toilet.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is picking it up off the side of the road, and
but I'm just saying the idea. I think it's very practical. It's something you could very easily do, and I don't think there would be. I mean, the porcelain bowl, it's not going to release any toxic fumes. I mean, I could see it being done. And in my college days, I could definitely see setting up a couple of them around the frat house.
Yeah.
And having all the beer stuck in the back.
Yeah. Using it as a cooler makes sense, but the grill part, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about that one. But trying to think of all the barbecue memes that I've got. I'm drawing a blank on them. Let's see. So as news break is just killing me right now. So I'm on news break. I finally got on there and I posted a few videos, and I mean, I'm getting 5,000 views of video.
What is news break?
It's kind of like TikTok and CNN together.
CNN?
Yeah. So you get clips, like it tells me all these things that you would find in a newspaper, right? Like all the little things that are happening, like news. But you can put in different genres and get different results. So it took me a while to find the dude, the grilling dude. It took me a while to find him, and I still haven't found Tom Garvey yet. For whatever reason, it won't bring it up. I found Keto Mike, but you post a short video, like under a minute, and it's usually the same one that I post to TikTok, and I just get 4,000 or 5,000 views versus, TikTok you might get 200, 400, or YouTube and you only get like 18. So, but anyway, I don't know. But now I get messages like I get 3 or 4 of them at a time, and it's like, geez, come on, all day long.
I haven't heard of that platform yet.
Yeah, I'm not monetized on. I don't know how you get paid on it, but it's been, I'll probably, if I keep doing it, maybe we'll look into that. I don't know, but yeah. So the other question then is, and I asked my wife this, and she's on the phone now, so she's not here to answer, but looking for topics, I said, if you were asked from somebody who is looking to buy a gift for their spouse or somebody who only has a gas grill, what would be a gadget or utensil that you would recommend?
Why does it have to be just a gas grill? What's different between that and a gadget for a charcoal grill?
Because you can set up a charcoal grill differently so you can smoke. So smoking would be, you could use the same utensils or gadgets, but I'm thinking the guy who just wants burgers, dogs, high heat steaks, who throws it on medium high, and that's how he cooks.
And an experienced cook, that'd be the way he treats a charcoal grill.
Yes, but with a charcoal grill though, you could. I mean, so you can. It would be for grilling, but also the charcoal grill you can set up to smoke on. You can offset. You can bank your coals to the side, and then you're smoking.
Yeah,
which would be a little bit different. Probably a different gadget for smoking than you would that way.
okay.
Does it make sense?
No.
Okay.
But you did a good job trying to explain it.
Yeah. Doing good, working hard. All right. Mandy says a good grill cleaner scraper.
We talked about that.
Yep, that was one thing the wife said. Now, do you go with the plastic bristle? What's the SOS pad kind of plastic one? The scrubbers?
The 3M?
No, Walmart's got them for $1. They got the plastic handle and it's got the mesh at the bottom, and you just do you go that, or do you go the wire, or do you go the fake bristles? The plastic bristles.
Yeah, the plastic. I know the plastic bristles are made to handle the high heat, but they don't scrub it and clean it near as good as the metal bristles do. Then you've got the downside with the metal bristles. What if a bristle were to fall out or get stuck to the grill?
Which I've had that happen.
And then get transferred to the food and somebody eat it and swallow it. Because you see the horror stories going around.
Yep.
Somebody went to the hospital, they went through the x-ray, and they saw this little wire sticking in it. I mean, I'm 53 years old. I've gone through 100 of those wire bristle cleaners, and I have never once swallowed a metal bristle.
I've actually pulled a bristle out of a bite.
Right. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm saying that is such a rare occasion that, in my opinion, that's not even a concern, not even to even think about. But I know some people, because you've seen the videos and stuff and stories online, that has been a very traumatic experience, and they've had to go through surgery to get stuff removed. I mean, I know that it happens, but it's so rare, and I guess because it's never happened to me, I don't even think about it.
Yeah.
Also, you've got the wood scrapers. Like you bought me one for Christmas one year. The little wooden pallet to scrape those bristles. I mean, grates.
I'm torn on those because I want it to work, and the premise being that it's wedged, right? And then as you use it, the heat from the grill, the grate, wears into the wood.
And it makes a perfect form around the grate.
Yeah.
And that's what I liked about it, the one that you got me. But it didn't seem to clean good. I mean,
it knocks stuff off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It would knock stuff off, but it wouldn't clean the grate like the metal bristles do.
Morning, Keto Mike.
And so in my opinion, I can't see me ever getting rid of my wire bristle cleaners.
Yeah. Okay. I've got the scrubber pad, and I've got the fake bristles. It's like a hard plastic type, and they work fine. They work good.
Now,
ball up a tin foil. I used to use that all the time.
And again, to me, the tin foil, because whenever I can't find my bristle brush or it's completely worn out, I've used that. It's another thing that just knocks it off. It doesn't ever really clean up.
I got this comment the other day on a UDS video that I did with Big Lou Barbecue way back, talking about going through the drums and show us your drum, I think was the hashtag. And this guy commented on my drums, and he said, "Man, the inside of your drum is so nasty. I wouldn't cook nothing on that." And I was like, when I was learning how to build a UDS, that was called seasoning. But now it became the competition cooks came in and started when the drums were kind of more competition than it was backyard. Like when it became more popular, people's cleaning them down to bare metal, throwing a light seasoning on them after every comp. Which, okay, I get it. Keep your grill clean. When we were starting out, 10 years ago, that was seasoning. That was good stuff. You wanted that layer of grease and whatever on the side of the drum.
Ash and soot.
Yeah, I mean, that was it wanted that built character. It added flavor. I mean, it was good. But some of these guys want them down to bare metal every time, and I was like, no. So a smoke box for wood chips and pellets, or smoke tube.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yep.
Even with my pit box, I mean, I've got a pellet cooker, and the pellets don't produce the smoke that I'm used to, especially from my drum. And so every time I fire up the boss, I always have my smoke tube filled with pellets, and I get it burning off and burning up. And after the pit boss gets ready to go, and all the dirty smoke or pretty much is gone, that's whenever I put in my smoke tube, because it just doesn't give me the smoke flavor that I like, that I'm looking for.
Yep. And Mandy can attest. We were down in Florida, and they had a gas grill. Well, I had brought my smoke box and my smoke tube and pellets, and I had them set up on both sides of the gas grill, and we had ribs in the middle. Ooh. Oh. So Mama's already put the hot water in and the coffee. So now we're going to let it steep for a few minutes, and then we'll get into it.
Ooh.
The hot?
No. Your new rocker.
Oh, got your foot?
You just smashed my toe.
So we had I had a rib rack, and it was slapped full of ribs. I had 5 or 6 racks of ribs in this gas grill.
That is a good gadget.
And had those there, and they were running and smoking, and everything was good. Let's see. Cast Iron Mike says Scrubbies. Silicone brush for sauce. That's a great one. You picked them up for $1.
Exactly.
I use them. You guys see, I use them a lot. Spreading bacon grease, any kind of ghee, oils. Spread them around. Yeah, that's a real good one. Not as rare. Haven't seen it. Not as rare as you think. Oh, the wire brush thing. The wire brush. That's a spiral mesh. Oh, I know what you're talking about. So it looks like one of those scrubbies, like a dish scrubby.
The Middle SOS pad thing, or steel wool.
Similar, but they're round. It's like a whole bunch of fibers rolled together.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. That's a pretty good one. Now, when I fire up the charcoal grill, the Weber, I always get it hot, and then I run the scrubber over, because then everything just comes off a lot easier.
Especially when it's hot, yeah.
But I don't always scrub to get it shiny. Is that something you do?
No.
You just
I just get all the junk off of it, and then I go.
Okay. So I mean, that kind of goes back to that conversation the comment the guy had on my UDS. The UDS is supposed to have. I mean, there's no right or wrong way about it, but if you have any leaks and you got that grease built up, it's gonna seal it. But morning, Johnny Mags. I'm a little behind on comments. Morning, Johnny Mags.
And I'm not ignoring y'all. It's just with my vision issues, I can't see this little tiny writing on the comments. I have to get my head way up here, look like this to try and read them. So I just pretty much ignore them because I can't see them anyway.
Yeah. And I haven't gotten a 50-inch screen just for this yet. Let's see. I use a grill brush that has a metal scrubber, and I use it in the kitchen. Oh, okay. Yeah. See, in the kitchen, I've been finding I use one of those green scrubbies. The green 3M
The
pad.
green 3M pad,
Yeah,
right.
I use that a lot.
And I use the green 3M pad, and like you were talking about the pad with the plastic handle. I use those pretty much for mainly my griddle, my Blackstone.
Yeah.
If I'm cooking something with a lot of sugars in it and the stir fries or whatever.
Yep.
If anything does get stuck whenever I'm hitting the water and steaming it up, I'll just use one of those to help scrub around and get the stuff off.
Yep.
But as far as actually on the grill, I don't ever use those on the grill.
No.
To me, they're not strong enough.
I like using it with the cast iron. Yeah, I just cut a piece. They're yay wide. I'll cut it in half.
Right. The
And
same
just
thing I do.
A little piece to help break everything up. It's a whole lot easier. Let's see.
And a lot of times I don't need to pull out my chainmail,
Yep.
cleaning it out.
And my chainmail is always sitting there ready to go. And there's times I use it, but there's times where there'll be the fine particulates that it doesn't get off.
Exactly.
And, sitting in the waiting room about to go into the dentist.
Ooh. On a
You
Sunday?
His dentist is only does Saturdays and Sundays.
Wow.
Well, Mike, good luck.
My wife had to go to the dentist this week. She was having a problem with her upper teeth. A really bad toothache she couldn't get rid of. So she called and made an appointment and went to her regular dentist on a Tuesday, and they gave her a cold test. They sprayed some liquid onto a Q-tip looking thing and touched it to her tooth, and they just said, "Let me know whenever you feel the cold." And she never said anything. She could never feel it. So the dentist said, "It seems to me that your nerve is damaged." They sent her to a specialist. She went to that specialist this week.
Well, she is married to you, so her nerves are shot.
And that dentist did a cold test, and Teresa got a response on all the teeth at that time. And so the dentist said, "Yeah, there's nothing wrong with your teeth. Your nerves are fine. I don't know why that she sent you here unless maybe her cold spray stuff wasn't working or whatever." But she thought the first dentist told her she was going to have needed 3 root canals because there was 3 teeth side by side on the top. And then that dentist said, "No, that's not what it is at all. You just," he said, "you just have a," what did he say, ulcer, have a little slight ulcer inside your gum, and that's where your pain is coming from," and gave her some medicine and stuff and got it all cleared up. But that's awesome to have a dentist that's open on the weekends.
Here's the French press. And it's steaming hot, so.
The whistler on the tea kettle's not working.
Oh,
That's what I was listening for.
Mm-hmm. It's not working.
She's got a nice cast iron tea kettle we can boil water in.
oh, it's still in the light tank.
Oh,
So that I did pull out. So I've got this tea kettle, and
thank you.
I pulled it. I put it in the light tank for about, I don't know, a month.
Yeah.
I pulled it out and I started cleaning it, and it looked like it needed more. So it's been another month and a half, maybe 3. It's still in there. So I do got the Christmas tree one to put in.
Oh, you got that in the tank?
No, I need to put it in. I've been lazy. But I did find something out interesting. So that pan.
Thank you.
That pan is a copy of a John Wright pan. So John Wright, I don't know all the information on him, but he created a bunch of cast iron pans, like cookies and crackers, skillets, whatever, that had animals and letters and shapes and leaves and that kind of stuff, right? One of them was this Christmas tree one. And the reason why there's no name or any markings at all on it, on the one that I have. And it is a super, super rough casting. Being somebody made their own mold of that pan and copied it. That's why mine's so rough.
Okay.
So kind of interesting, little tidbit. So So C-Max coming to clumps. Yeah, he's going to be in there for the Egg Fest. Yeah. Cool. Let's see. Charlie loves the hot weather. Cold snake blood. Yeah. Johnny Meggs, you know what it is. This is probably one of my favorite mugs. I use it all the time. Let's see. I keep forgetting he has a live tank. Yep. Just saying. Dogs love barbecue too.
Do I have anything in your life tank? All my
No.
stuff is out?
I got all your stuff. All your stuff's caught up. So, hey, Bubba. Yeah. Rex come in from outside. Okay. So, Mom, you were talking, since you're off the phone.
Yeah, I was talking to sister.
Well, come on in.
Well, give me 1 second. I'm getting water. I can still answer. What?
So, I had asked you, so my brother-in-law, he's a hot, fast griller, and that's kind of what I was thinking. So the question that I posed her was, what would be that gadget? And aside from grill cleaning, what else would you think?
All I use is a spatula.
So she uses a spatula, so I'd say spatula and tongs. Now, would you prefer regular tongs or the long ass grilling ones where you're like, you got the spatula that's like this long? You know, that come in those
I
barbecue
don't want to
sets.
burn my hands, so whatever is adequate to not burn my hands or make my hands all hot.
So you're not picky.
No,
Okay.
I'm simple with this stuff. I'm a no spice, very simple person.
Like, could you imagine like Tanya call me and say, "Hey, what kind of gadget can I get for Lee?" I'm like,
Yep. So that'll be the next.
Or Teresa.
Yep.
I
Call.
refuse to get Lee any more gadgets. Would you like to hear
Exactly.
why?
If Teresa were to call you and say, "Hey, what can I get for Rusty?" Nothing. We've got everything we could use.
So when we go back and forth, because it's like Christmas time, and it's like try to get you something that you don't already have, something different. And it's usually something simple like the olive oil bottle.
Right.
It was just a wine bottle.
Oh, and that new topper you gave me, that works much better than the plastic one.
Yeah.
Much better.
So I got the idea from Tom, and I put a Panther sticker on it, the Carolina Panther sticker, and that worked. It's pretty cool.
Like, to buy you a gadget, you've asked me for a blender, and then I bought the blender, and then you said, I don't want a blender. And I said, oh, well, I've already bought the blender.
Yeah, I didn't know
You
she
asked
bought
me
the blender.
for an electric knife. I bought the electric knife. And you said, I've been thinking, I don't think I need an electric knife. The electric knife is still in the pantry, and it's never been used.
And I was surprised when I got it.
But it's never been used.
Yeah.
So I
My electric knife
refuse
hasn't been used
to
either.
buy any more gadgety stuff for cooking that he asks me for. He asked me for a pan, and he went and bought it. He asked the kids to buy the pan, and he bought it. So this year, he asked for that skull pan, and the kids said, if you buy this skull pan, do not ask us for anything again, because you've done this every year for like the last 3 years. So I'm done buying Lee anything to do with cooking, because he gets it himself or he doesn't use it when he gets it.
It's like me. I mean, I've run out of ideas to try and find something. Like that one year, I made you that cutting board, and that's like, this is something that he doesn't
Something
have.
different, yeah.
And then you got me that the wooden scraper, grill scraper.
So
I never had one.
another great idea would be to get sports team themed utensils.
And in my living room where I have my display cabinet with all my Carolina Panther paraphernalia, I've got a complete Carolina Panther grill set. Spatulas, tongs, apron, everything that somebody got me for Christmas one year.
And I've bought you a different spatula that I found here and there. So Mama, what would be so Charlie says skewers for shish kebabs,
Oh, we have skewers.
Oh, we have.
we're on ideas.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And he says beer can chicken stand.
You have one.
I got one.
It's not what I want.
Oh,
It's just
I
other.
don't think.
What are other gadgets? Because you're a gadget person.
No, I like kitchen gadgets.
That's what I'm saying. Kitchen gadgets.
Like my Ninja ice cream maker, a lovely gadget.
Yes.
My electric wine opener, a lovely gadget.
Electric wine opener?
Yeah.
Yes.
But
So
wine just has a cork. Why would you need electric?
how do you open a bottle of wine with a cork?
I don't know. I guess that corkscrew looking thing.
Mine's electric.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sitting here thinking like electric can opener. I'm like, what the heck?
Well, yes and no. Rusty doesn't drink wine.
So you put it on.
Well, here, show.
Oh, okay.
So you put it on, and you.
So here it is.
My brother-in-law, my sister got it for me.
So
Okay, that's neat. I never would have thought
No,
of that.
that's
So
the
you-
thing I need to order because I accidentally threw it away.
Oh.
It's
So
a
you-
stopper.
there's a cutter.
Yeah, it's right there. Honey, right there's the cutter. Pull that black thing out. That's the cutter.
This is the cutter.
Where you cut.
You
The-
put the foil. That's
the
on
foil.
the top of the bottle.
So
It's
like
right there, that red.
this here.
Oh, okay.
You cut this, and then there's a cork in there, right? So when you pop this off, there's the cork in there.
And you just set it on there, and it goes.
Push the button and it screws
Yep.
itself in.
So you push the button,
Yeah.
and this goes down into it, and then it pulls it up
Cool.
when it goes down so far.
And then there's supposed to be a topper here. It's rare that I ever need a topper to
No.
seal off my drink, but I used it, and then I threw the bottle away, and then I threw the topper away. So I
So-
need to get a new thing because it just
She
sits
had-
right there.
That's neat.
She had gotten that for Christmas and used it a couple times, but then the challenge became buying the bottles of wine that she likes that have a cork, because majority of the commercial
They're all
ones
moving to.
are moving to the
Twist-offs.
twist offs.
Okay.
So it was kind of like
So I get really excited when I can use it. Luckily,
Yeah.
Versailles remains corked.
You know, one thing
oh
I remember telling y'all the story before I met y'all. No, I'm in the IT business, and I used Hardee's and Carl's Jr. They used to be one of my biggest clients, and Hardee's was having a major issue company wide throughout the whole entire country. That the computers inside the drive-through area were just randomly shutting off and shutting down, and after I don't know 2 or 3 weeks, I found out the issue was their HME, which is their headsets for talking to the drive-through, was mounted in the same area with the register, and it was conflicting with the RPM speed of their hard drives. I found the issue that they've been trying to solve for months, solved it. The CEO of Hardee's at Spartan Food Systems sent me a thank you gift basket, which was like a $600 gift basket, bottles of wine, cheeses, smoked salmons, all kinds of stuff. I didn't know anybody that drank wine. So me and Teresa sat there at the kitchen sink, pulled out the corks, and poured all the wine down the sink because we didn't know anybody to give it to. And it's like $600 worth of wine. And if we would have known y'all then, we could have made Tanya happy.
That just makes my heart hurt.
Craig says that's a wine opener for a professional.
Tanya's a professional wine drinker.
No, I don't think it works with twist offs.
No, it doesn't. Because it has to punctuate. It has to like puncture.
You only need to cap or cork wine once.
Yes, that's why I lost the capper thing.
Yeah.
Because I never put it in there. And I put it in there being fancy, and then I threw the daggone bottle away.
Just
and
use
I
a
lost it.
Just use a sword. Charlie uses the box wine. She has on occasion.
I have had a couple boxes.
Why are you shaking your head? No, is box wine bad?
No, it's all what you like.
Just
Oh,
whatever you like. It's not her preferred.
No.
okay.
It takes her longer to get through it. There's a sense of accomplishment when you finish a bottle of wine in 2 glasses.
Don't give all my secrets.
Yeah. So what other kind of gadget would you recommend to somebody? I mean, Charlie said obviously a thermometer.
Oh, you definitely.
I'm kind of working on a video.
And one of the gadgets you have on your actual propane tank, the little gadget that tells you how much fuel is left in the tank.
The gauge, yeah. Yep, the little gauge for the
And
propane
like
tank.
the new Blackstones that come out, they actually have a rack. You hang your tank, and there's a meter on the front. And as the tank gets lighter, the lights go down to let you know whenever you're out of tank on your out of fuel in your tank.
Running out of fuel.
You
Yep.
know the coolest thing recently, the newest gadget that I want and Nolan wants is the countertop ice maker.
Yes.
I like that, the nugget ice.
I like the nugget ice, but it's so expensive. My sister has bullet ice. She had the bullet ice maker, and it was nice to just be like, scoop, scoop. I have my ice. Nolan wants nugget. Nolan wants the nugget one that makes the crushed ice.
Yeah, those are a couple $100.
No, they're more than that, baby. The crushed ones are. They're expensive. The
So-
bullet's
so-
cheaper.
Tom says, how much you want to bet the CEO of that company is watching this stream right now?
Man.
Charlie, don't be offended.
that was before I met Lee, and we've been friends, what, 11, 12 years?
Long time.
Long time.
Mm-hmm.
Box wine travels nice.
So do bottles.
Yep.
I bet I can put that whole bottle of wine in my Big Yeti cup. I really think I can.
I shall probably test it out later.
I think I can.
Question, Tanya might know the
I
answer.
know they fit in the venti cup.
Are all wine bottles glass?
No.
Yeah.
Well, majority.
Wine bottles, unless you get like those minis.
If you get the mini ones,
could be
those
plastic.
are plastic.
Okay.
Most of the time they're glass. The difference is the topper. Is it cork or is it screw off?
Heat resistant gloves, fish or veggie basket. Those are good ideas.
Oh, I do
Very
like
good.
blue gloves.
Yep. She
I like
she
those.
uses my
Your
years
knuckle.
ago I got off of Instagram. There was a company called Barbecue Dragon Knuckles was it? And
the black gloves with the red writing on it? I
yeah,
remember
Dragon Knuckles.
I use them just to get stuff out of the oven because I
Yeah.
always burn my pot.
Yep. So we don't even really use the pot holders. I got a couple mitts.
that. Right.
We rarely use them because we use those.
Because I catch the thumbs on fire every time.
She does.
I always catch the pot holders on fire in the oven.
This coffee does taste better.
See, it's good.
And it's the same Folgers as
What you had earlier.
what Mr. Coffee made.
Right.
Let's see. Box wine you can put in a backpack and run the hose. Yes. So that would be a good.
You can also put it in one of them camel bags.
So
Yeah,
I can-
that's the same thing. Yeah.
whenever I was Boy Scout leader and we did all of our camping trips, now of course we didn't put wine in there, but we had a problem with kids getting a whole bottle of Mountain Dew instead of water, which is supposed to be in the camel bag going through their backpack. They put a whole bottle of Mountain Dew and stuff in there so they could be drinking soda while they're hiking and stuff.
Well, if you want me to camp, the way you're going to get me is with a bottle of wine in that thing.
Yeah. Johnny Mag says that it was $400 for that ice maker.
That's the one Bear wants.
I know Kevin at Man Kitchen Recipes had one. He did a video on. So maybe if somebody's watching and they want to send me one to review. Collapsible prep tub. You know, I've got one. It was a friend of ours who we went to Florida with sent me one with a whole bunch of stuff, and I think I've used it once. And there's nothing wrong with it. I like it.
I think you just prep in other areas.
I just got in the habit of grabbing a foil pan
Right.
and using that.
And me, whenever I'm doing all of my big cooks for the catering jobs or whatever, I've got the big black plastic tubs.
You got the old bus tubs.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've got like, I don't know, 8 or 10 of those, and I'll take my rub and throw it in there, and then I drop it in the butt and just roll it around completely. The collapsible tub is fine, but it's not big enough for what I do. If I was just doing one butt for me at the house, that collapsible tub would be fine.
Yeah.
We should find other uses for it, though, because it is really nice.
Yeah, because it's got a cutting board at the bottom, so when it's pushed all the way down,
Yep.
it's got a cutting board on it, and you can raise it up, and it's a shallow pan, or all the way up, and it's a deep pan. So that's a really good one. I know Scotty,
Briner.
huh?
It'd be a good thing to brine it.
Yes.
If you grind a lot.
Yes, if I had more room in the fridge, then I could put a turkey in there or chicken and
Yeah,
Or even
brining something big like a turkey,
yeah,
you need to have something with weight on it to keep the turkey submerged.
yeah.
That's why those brining buckets are so awesome, because they have the lid that goes down and twists that keeps your items submerged.
I've wanted one and I've never got one.
marinade. Like if you're gonna put like chicken and
Oh,
barbecue
definitely,
sauce or
that'd be-
something,
yeah.
that would be good.
Charlie only drinks Zimas and
Zima. Wow, that's a
James.
blast from the past.
Do you put a Jolly Rancher in that Zima, Charlie?
Jolly
Is it
Ranchers,
Renegade?
yeah. Secret stash Morgan Davidson Reserve. Ooh. Personalized branding iron.
Those are cool.
Those are pretty cool. I did reach out to a company on Etsy.
You never got a response, did you?
I did, and then they were asking what I wanted, like a picture of what I wanted, and I didn't have one, so I didn't further that. But let's see. So what else is there? What else would you recommend, say, for a smoker?
Again,
Whether it be
thermometers the most, in my opinion, thermometer is probably the most important gadget.
so with this, so thermometer, I agree wholeheartedly. But I'm thinking now we get into smokers where you're using either a charcoal grill, a drum, an offset, or a pellet. Well, the whole gambit. I mean, in general, somebody's wanting to get into it and they're wanting to know where do I start?
A really good cooler to set beside it.
A really good cooler to set beside the drum or the smoker, so you can keep your beverages cold.
Yeah, because you're out there for a while.
Yep. Now, would you go?
And for you, a canopy.
Would you go?
Canopies are important.
We want to get Lee like the personal canopy that we can just pack up and
Oh
take
man,
with
I
us
forgot to look at my
when we
hunting
go
bond.
outside.
Would you recommend something high end cooler or low budget?
Well,
Just a $20 cooler from Walmart.
if I'm buying the cooler, it's going to be low budget. If
Okay.
the cooler is gifted to me, it can be that really cute one, like with some wheels, because I like a wheeled one, because I want to
Yep.
use it.
So I mean, so a nice good igloo.
Yeah.
The square one that I've got, the red and gray one, it held ice for almost 2 days. I was surprised. Some days, if
Sitting in
it's,
the back porch.
yeah, it held ice for 2 days. So, a good cooler.
But if somebody bought me a Yeti, I would use the Yeti.
Yes.
However, I want one that has wheels because that's heavy when it's full.
It is. And I could see where you have the Yeti and you have it in a boat or in the back of a truck or somewhere where you're not lifting it in and out.
But for me, a girl, not saying I'm not strong, but carrying a full cooler without wheels and all the other stuff that I carry
Yep.
would be really hard.
Because I know that that blue cooler I got with all the stickers on it.
Right.
It's I think it's a 48 quart. One of the big ones. I've had it forever. That dude was heavy, loaded down.
Like
But then I put it in a wagon, like a radio flyer wagon. That dude goes everywhere.
A couple tools I think that I use a lot at home. First of all, the rib rack, because
Okay.
in mine, like a drum, you can lay 2 racks of ribs down, but that's about it. And then you can put on your other shelf and do 2 more. But with the rib rack, you can set up 5 racks in that same space. And so that's something that I use at home.
Yep.
And I really love my hanging chicken leg racks.
Yeah, you do. You use that a lot.
A lot.
So you got your canopies at Walmart, $80 each, 10 by 10. Yep. Nothing wrong with that. I got mine at Academy.
I got mine at
Sports.
Academy. They were $50. I got when they were on sale. The 10 by 10 straight legs were on sale for $49.
Yeah.
So I picked up 3 of them.
And I got a 12 by 12 slant leg. And then you ordered an 8x8 or something off Amazon, and
Yeah, she got you a nice one that had walls and stuff.
yeah, it
around
had
it.
all the walls on it for like $80 or $100 or something like that years ago.
I don't
And
know if you saw the canopy of my sister's. It's one of the push middles.
yeah,
It was nice.
yeah.
It was really easy for us to take.
So a good canopy, and I recommend sidewalls. When we were at the VIR in Virginia race, we took the 8x8 because it had sidewalls, and it was
It was 100 degrees.
yeah, it was about as hot as the underside of Satan's underpants. And what we did is we put up the sidewall on two sides to block the sun, so it gave us more shade.
Mm-hmm.
And that worked out good for us with that. And had a window so you could unzip the window and it'd blow in, and so that was nice. So good canopy is awesome. And you never know, especially with a cooler, how long you're going to be out there.
The radio, the speaker, so you can listen to music.
Yep, good.
See, I go on the fun, entertaining side because I'm not doing the cooking side.
Well, there's times where, how many times have we set up the drum and was even doing chicken and just pulled up lawn chairs and sat there and just, well, at that time I was trying to drain the cooler. I was trying to empty the cooler faster than she could fill it. But
years ago, whenever you came over, brought your drums over to the house, and you and I did that cook in the backyard for my friend's wedding.
oh yeah, that was like our first big cook.
It was when we first built the drums, and after you get the drums started rolling, you got nothing else to do.
Yeah.
So we just sat down there talking. You had the cooler going, music and stuff.
Yep. And next thing you know, the sun's going down, and it's like 2 a.m, and it's time to wrap, and we pulled them off at like 7, put another set on. Boy, that was way back.
That was good times.
Yeah. Let's see. Lighter fluid. Ooh. Now I got it. I've got a story about lighter fluid, and back when I didn't know any better, in my early 20s, I didn't know any better. I was a gas griller. I did use lighter fluid once, and that story's haunted me ever since then. And I talked about it a while back when my buddy, whose dad's smoker that I ruined, because I used lighter fluid. I don't remember. I know the story, and I don't remember it. I think the radiation burned that part out. But come to find out, the parts that I do remember, completely different. Not at all. And I still don't know where that happened. Yeah, get the taste of the 70s and the lighter fluid racks. Go. I got a tent by the same brand, hooks size to screen walls. Yep. So we were looking at Sam's Club has the commercial ones.
Right.
And those are nice. They're heavy duty. And some of the weather that we've cooked in, that would be nice, because we've had. I mean, I know that 8x8. The first time I used it, the storm come through, and all the straps that go down and hold up on the frame, all of them were ripping out, and then we started getting leaks. So I'm underneath there with duct tape trying to tape up the leaks. So
yeah,
definitely get a good one. And a box fan. Put a box fan up in the kind of top corner there, because we've done that, where we put a fan up and had, that way it's kind of blowing down. Hung a light from the inside, so it was kind of like a chandelier. It's one of those shop lights.
We got to hang lights when I'm out there.
Yeah. With 100-watt daylight bulbs. We got to hang one from the center, and then we have 3 or 4
the clamp
all put out.
The clamp lights.
Yeah.
Got them clamped on different holes on the sides.
So our place, I mean, the aliens see us. But morning, D. How's it going, buddy? Oh, pop-up blocker here. Let's get that out of there. Let's see. So what kitchen gadget would you say that you've gotten that you really, really enjoy?
Kitchen gadgets
that you would recommend?
Kitchen gadgets in general, or for cooking and grilling and smoking?
Nope, just
in general. Electric hand mixer, very important gadget for me.
Like the hand mixer, not a KitchenAid, but
just a regular. You put in the 2 beaters, push the button.
Yep.
Now my KitchenAid, as nice as it is, I very seldom use it.
Right.
Because having to pull it out of the cabinet, get it all set up, then use it. But the main part, taking the damn thing apart and cleaning it, it's so much easier to clean 2 little beaters than it is to get all the splatter wiped off of the mixer and then the bowls and then the beaters.
Because you're whipping it too high. Yeah. Okay.
But I like that. Let's see here. I've got a blender, but it's a small Ninja Bullet size type. Mm-hmm. I use that a whole lot more than I do my regular full size blender.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I really like, especially some of my spices that have been in the cabinet that have gotten hard, a little moisture got in there or whatever. I can take the whole bottle and dump it in that little mixer and hit the button, get it all broken up and fresh again.
Yep. I've done that with the Magic Bullet, and I've done it with a coffee grinder.
No, I don't have a coffee grinder. So.
Yeah. The coffee grinders, it gets it finer. So if you were looking at like a finishing rub or seasoning, just a dust on.
Yeah, I've got a thumb grinder for that.
Yep. So I've done that, especially with salts, like when I smoke salt, and I want to, run it through that. The Ninja Prep Chopper. Do you remember, and I'm sure you've got one, the chopper where
the slap chop.
Yeah.
I've got one.
I looked at one the other day, and I know I have one. I just have to find it.
Remember the spokesperson? His name was Vince.
I don't remember the spokesperson.
His name was Vince, and then he got arrested for picking up a hooker and slap chopping her. He got for physically beating her up.
Oh, okay.
But slap chop, and
so I remember that because you put your onion in there, and then you set this on top, and you would just pop it like that, and it would twist, and it would chop your onion. Because there's the one gadget I've seen, but I haven't got it. It's it's a tray, and then it has the grid on top.
Yep.
Like the old tater slicers, the old tater press.
Right.
And you put your vegetable in there, and then you slam this down.
Yep. You don't have one?
No.
I think I got 2 or 3 of them at home, so I can bring you one when I find them. But that is a very helpful, useful gadget. I use so much onion and green pepper in my cooking at home. It's so much faster than using a knife and slicing it and dicing it and stuff. Just stick it in that thing, close the lid, boom, instant.
Yeah. So, Mama, what kitchen gadget overall would you recommend?
I like my herb shears.
Ooh, the herb shears.
I like my avocado knife.
Okay.
The first time that you taught Teresa how to make guacamole, the very next day I had to buy her an avocado knife because of you.
I like the avocado knife. I like our apple peeler. We don't use it very often.
The ShamWow commercial guy. That's who it is.
Yeah,
yes.
Vince.
Yes. Okay. Now I know. The ShamWow guy.
Our apple peeler.
Now I've got an apple peeler that goes onto the front of my KitchenAid mixer. Still in the box, never been used. I bet you I've had that thing 5 years.
Yeah, Aaron bought us one. It clips on our counter.
Yeah, grab it and we'll show it. So her shears, it's like a pair of scissors,
Your cousin gets me all.
but the top of it's got like 4 blades.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that.
So then you go like this and you just chop it, but it cuts 4 times instead of 1.
I've seen those on.
Okay.
Online.
I'm being lazy. It's in
So
this cabinet somewhere.
So the apple peeler, years ago, a friend of ours was like, "Hey, your kids were over and we got this out because they wanted apples or something." And she has a suction cup. You set it down onto the counter, and it stays. That's how it stays. And then you have the hand crank, and it has the peeler and the core. So as you run it through, this piece goes in, and there's a peeler on the side, and that's what shaves it off. And you just crank it all the way through. Well, the kids loved it so much, they borrowed it to make apple pies or something. Never gave it back. So then she bought us one for Christmas several years later, and the kids thought that was amazing. So then we had to give the original one back.
I'm trying to think if there's any other. My Ninja ice cream maker is one of my favorites.
The Ninja Creamy. Yep. Which she's done a lot of sugar-free and keto-ish protein shake ice creams. They've been pretty good. Mm-hmm. She likes to experiment with that.
Peyton likes sorbets, so we can do sorbets in there.
Yep, sorbets.
My 10 tray Excalibur dehydrator. I use that a lot, especially making deer jerky or beef jerky or turkey. No, all my jerkies.
Yes, we have one and we rarely use it.
Yeah,
I know.
I've got my big 10 tray Excalibur, my real big one, and then I've got a smaller one that I got. It was one of those Amazon box deals that somebody got a box and was getting rid of stuff and just resale. This one never sold, and so at my storage building at work, it was in a box of stuff that people were just throwing away. I just picked it up and brought it home. It's still brand new in the box, wrapped up, never been plugged in, but I don't need it because it's so small. But that dehydrator is a good gadget. I use it a lot.
A garlic press.
We have a garlic press.
Yep.
A cherry pitter.
A cherry pitter.
Melon ball maker.
Yep. Melon ball maker. How often?
I like it.
I know growing up, there was always the Tupperware version. Melon baller. And I bet I can count on one hand how many times we used it in the 30 years I lived at the house, for 20 years.
If I'm making a fruit salad to take somewhere, I'll use the melon baller. If I'm cutting up fruit for our house, no.
But it was one of those things that, like our oldest one, when she moved out, we were like, "You need a melon baller." She's like, "What do I need a melon baller for?" Don't know, but you need one because we always had one in the drawer. Mm-hmm. The cherry pitter. Man, I can remember. I remember Grandma and Grandpa when they had fruit trees. Two of them were cherries, and we would go out there, and Grandpa would call, "Cherries ready." So we would go out there and we would pick cherries.
I did not have one growing up, but I think only my sister and my dad like cherries.
We didn't have one.
You like cherries, and
yes.
That's why we have one.
We did not have one, so we would pick buckets and buckets and buckets of cherries. And Grandma would process them, and her and Mom they were the ones inside cutting them up. And I was kind of floating between. I was the one that had to climb the ladder because Dad and Grandpa didn't want to do it. And because we would just lay the ladder up on the tree and climb up in there. Morning, Stephen. And then we would take the bucket. I'd have to carry the buckets in to Mom and Grandma, and they were sitting there with a paring knife, going through each one.
You know that's something we do not have, Lee?
What's that?
A paring knife.
Yes, we do.
Is it in that knife thing?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking the little one you always got at the fair.
That's that little one that you always use.
Okay.
So we have. So I got she got me a knife block.
A couple years ago.
Several years ago, and it has the choppers, whatever, the big blades, and then it has like 8 steak knives, but they're not serrated; they're just regular blades. And then in it's a smaller blade about like that. But you're thinking about the real thin ones that were this tall, that had the orange and green
handles.
Yeah,
I've got some of those at the house, and their protective sheath is a little cardboard slit.
Yeah,
and it goes into cardboard.
Like we used to get them at the county fair.
Yeah. I can't. I think I got mine from the guy at Sam's Club. Had a special thing set up selling knives and knife blocking, and all the announcement, free gift, come here in line, watch the show, free gift, and get there, and it's those knives.
Yeah.
So he would give one to me and Teresa and Tamara and Tommy, and we brought them home.
What do they just sell like paring knife kits and sets?
You can get just a paring knife, yeah.
Like because that's the knife I use the most.
That is what you use. That short one.
I always use
Yes.
Well, it's because it's fat. It's a wide blade and the handle's fat. It's not
Yeah.
that skinny little.
So now I know at the thrift stores when I'm out walking around, I look for a paring knife. But
you're talking about a cherry pitter. I never even heard of that. I didn't know there was one.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Whenever we eat cherries at home, just stick it in my mouth, eat it, and spit out the pit.
No,
Yep.
I don't like to do no. I cut his if I don't want to get the cherry cutter. I cut all around, pull the thing out. It's the thing that the hard thing. Like I don't want to bite into it, just like a bone. I don't
oh,
wanna-
honey, this conversation is going to go sideways quick.
She's on the back side of the camera.
This is going sideways quick. Hold on.
Yeah, it is.
There's also why I don't like muscadines. Why I don't like grapes with seeds.
No, I don't eat
It's
grapes
the
with
pits.
seeds.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, those are some good kitchen gadgets.
I noticed in a jar of like red maraschino cherries, and they're always cut in half, and you see the hole where the pit goes. Is that the same thing that it does?
Yeah.
Does it like?
It doesn't cut in half. It just pushes the seed out.
Oh, okay.
You got it handy? Probably over there.
But that's a kitchen gadget I wasn't even aware of.
So
Never heard of the need for one.
So what about one that is universal that can go from that can be used kitchen or outdoor cooking? Like that you can use on a Blackstone, on a gas grill, on an offset smoker, in the house on the stove.
Cast iron skillet.
Yep, that's what I would say. That's what I'd say. You know, a good thermometer and a cast iron skillet. It's hard to beat.
No, I never. It's not that I wouldn't. I have never put my cast iron in the smoker. I've just never needed to.
Yeah, I do. I've done it quite a bit.
So you put yours on your Weber and stuff a lot, but
Yeah, I do it on the Weber. I do it in the drum. We did Thanksgiving one year. I did side dishes in the little 2-quart Dutchies.
right.
And we on a 18-inch Smoky Mountain. So I had the bird on the drum, and then the side dishes in the 18-inch Smoky Mountain. So okay, that was pretty good. I mean, we're getting
A fun gadget you have that I like is your cast iron biscuit pan that has the individual holes for the.
yeah.
But whenever we use it, and we make cookies in it instead of biscuits.
Yep. That was that first time we used it because that's still one of my favorite pans.
So I like that.
That is absolutely one of my favorite pans, and I don't use it that often. Not as often as I should, but that's a great pan.
That
And if you're looking
Cracker
for
Barrel pan.
if you're looking, that would be a killer gift at any time because you never know when you're going to use it.
Right.
And it is so versatile, especially with portion control. What's that? Yeah. Eating till you're full, you run out of food.
I mean, it's great. So, yeah, perfect size. You could chop up some onions and peppers and sausage, put in there, crack an egg, put it on top, got your little
Yep.
omelet. I mean, it's
Back in the days, as infomercials were after hours, probably thought you'd be drunk to make a purchase. Exactly. So her dad didn't drink, but he was an infomercial guy.
Well, he was in the hospital for a long time.
Well, this was before he went in.
Yeah, he loved infomercials.
And I mean, how many times did he order them Ginsu knives
All the
that
time.
cut concrete and brick and then
Oh,
slice
no.
tomatoes?
They had to take his card away when he was in the hospital because he had nothing else to do. He just laid there and he'd watch infomercials and he'd order crap and he'd have it all delivered to the house.
And then they're like, "Where did this come from?" And he's like, "I was bored. Looks like you need it."
It was the Ginsu 2000. Cut through a soda can and then a slice of tomato.
Yeah.
Paper thin.
And it's odd that, you know, Peyton did not know my dad.
Right.
But she was our infomercial kid.
Yeah. So
And
when
she thought like looking at my dad was amazing. He was in the hospital from
Yep.
the time she was 6 months old.
So when her dad passed away, Bear Cub was only like 5 days old, 6 days old.
Mhm.
And so Pay was about a year and a half.
And she'd sit on his bed and just look at him. She thought it was amazing to look at. And of course, my dad adored that. So, but they didn't have communication. But Peyton is the one who loves a good infomercial.
Yeah.
She still likes a good infomercial. Her favorite store in the mall used to be that As Seen on TV.
Right.
Yeah, and
I
she
like that
still
store.
likes that one.
I do too.
Yeah.
Nolan liked the chocolate store. Peyton liked the As Seen on TV store.
We got a $400 air fryer at the house because Teresa saw the infomercial.
Have you used those baking bowls yet?
I haven't even opened them yet. Tell you the truth, if you told me to go in the house and pull it out so you could use it, I couldn't find it. I don't even know where it's at.
I saw something the other. Oh, I was walking through the store, the Wally World, and
You pulled one up on one of your videos at a thrift store and showed it on your video.
yeah. And I was walking through the store, Wally World, or the kitchen section, and they had it's a hanging rack. So it's basically a miniature clothesline for bacon that you cook in the microwave.
Oh man,
I was like, what?
I
So
know.
it's got a tray.
we used to have this device that looked like an A-frame ladder, went up and then down, and you laid these bacon strips
Mhm.
across, and it had a little grease trough at the bottom to catch all the grease.
Yeah.
And you could, I don't know, 4 or 5 strips of bacon at a time or whatever. I remember we used to have that.
No, this was it was a tray, about like that, and it was about this deep, and then in the center it had a pole that went up and then spread out, and it was like you hang your just like you would hang socks over a
Right.
clothesline. I was like, okay, I can see that, but no.
But this air fryer that we got, this the Emerald Lagasse 360 French door, everything. And I don't think we've used the air fryer function yet, but it's got an awesome rotisserie in it. So I got a $400 countertop rotisserie.
So Johnny, it's we were talking to my grandma when we were up visiting. And the funny thing about my grandma is, I mean, she's in her 90s, early 90s, and she loves QVC. And one day, we get this was a few years back, we get this package in the mail. I'm like, what in the world is this? And we open it up, and it is this bear, yay high, Christmas bear. And you take the head off, and there's 3 wicks. So it's a candle. No idea where this came from. None. And we're calling around. I called my cousin, and I'm like, Mandy, did you get anything? You know anything about this? She's like, no, I don't know. And I'm like, who would send me something? 1. And 2, who would send me something that's bear related? And so I'm calling around, and I'm talking to my grandma like a couple weeks later, and the wife's like, what do I do with this? Is this really ours? And she got back to QVC, and that it came from QVC. So then we kind of figured out that it was grandma from that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just weird. For days, we didn't know where this thing came from. And I talked to my grandma, and I said, Grandma, I got this weird thing that happened. And she's like, what? So I tell her we got this box in the mail, and somebody sent us this porcelain bear that when you take the head off, it's a candle. And she starts laughing. And I said, you wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you? She goes, oh, I don't know. That sounds like something Grandma might do. So while we were up talking, I reminded her about that, and she hasn't admitted to it, but she still laughed and carried on.
Oh, I just thought of another gadget that's really handy for me, and I use it every time I'm cooking and the sun goes down. The LED lights above my grill.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, I always wondered about those because they have them that clip onto the handle,
Yes.
and I wonder how bright they are.
Very bright because they're all LED lights. But the first one that I had was the kind that clipped on the handle, had a little plastic clamp and then a screw to tighten it down.
Yep.
And whenever you lifted it up, the light was on a gooseneck, and I could actually bend it and move it however I needed. And that one was great, but I wasn't covering up my grill, and so it eventually got water and stuff in it from rain and all, and the battery compartment rusted out and all, and it was bad. So the next one I got was a magnetic kind, and it's just a magnetic strip that goes on the hood of the grill. And I like that one better because it has more light, first of all.
Have a great one, Greg.
But that's a really good gadget too, for especially somebody who has trouble seeing like me.
Because I always used a headlamp.
Right.
That's what I always used. Have a good one, Craig. Just put your bacon upside down on a muffin tin.
Used to make bacon bowls like that.
Yep, that's what you mentioned that the last time we talked about this, as seen on TV bacon kit, and I still haven't done that yet. And I watched Tommy at the Backyard Gallery do that. That's the same comment. Okay. Yep. All right. Let's see. What gadgets would I recommend? I don't know. These have all been good ones. What about?
It's already 10:30. Just let me know.
Oh, yep. Boy, this conversation went good. We should do this more often. I actually have a list. But I did kind of go back through my old thermometers and kind of got an idea of the years that I got them. And why is that important? Because most of them I still have. So if I do like a kind of like a review video, what I use, why I use them, and if I would buy them again. But like the wife and I were talking, I had my oldest cousin had reached out and asked about the meat stick. My thoughts on it, and you know what I recommend it. For you, probably not. For me, not so much. For somebody that's learning,
right?
Why would I say not for you? Because you got your time and temps down. You know whatever your protein is within 3 hours where you should be. You know, to where if you open it up and you pop a probe in it.
My ThermoPen instant reads, I got 2 or 3 of them. I haven't used my Bluetooth thermometers and internal in forever.
Yeah.
Because I just go out, and I know when they're close to time, I just go out and pop it in and check.
Yep. And that's why I say it wouldn't be. I think you would find it as a cool gadget. You would use it a couple times, but overall, you know, I think you'd be replacing batteries more often because it just goes dead.
And it's like you and I, when we first started the competition scene, we didn't know what to do without our Bluetooth thermometers and having the other ones. And now, the only time we really use them is for an alarm to wake us up whenever we're sleeping in the car,
or the money muscle.
But I mean,
if you're trying to hit a specific temp, but for like like the iGrills, what we ran into that was the appeal to that one, the iGrill 2, was because it was 4 probes and it told you, and it was Bluetooth and everything. The problem was when we were at a competition, that was the introduction to Bluetooth. I would say. Probably. There wasn't a lot of that out there, and everybody had it. So I was standing next to it. I couldn't get connectivity. Or the one time I did connect, and it was to somebody 3 doors down.
Remember, I had issues. We had parked, and it was Gaston County, the Gaston Collard Green Festival, and we were parked right next to Joe, and Joe and I kept getting each other's readings.
Yep. So you would have your reading, and then the next time you'd open the app, like an hour later, it'd be way off. It'd be his readings. So that was kind of a bummer. And then mine just stopped. I think it had stopped. The connectivity stuff issues happened before the fire. I don't know if you remember that. I was thinking last night, and so I have a gas smoker out here that I very rarely use. I need to use more. But anyway,
that was our prize for winning the anything but category first place at Gaston County Gaston Collard Green Festival.
So I was using that, and before I bought the smoke tube, I was trying to redneck one out of one of those mesh veggie trays. That I accomplished. Did it work well? No. I had the iGrill set up there. I said, I'm on cold smoke. It's going to be fine. And I had it running, but the air underneath, because that's where the burner is, it's wide open. You can't control that. So I was like, okay. And I opened the vent at the top wide open. So it's just natural. Well, the iGrill was running good. And then all of a sudden it blanked out. I don't know. I go out and look, and there's just smoke rolling out of this thing. When I looked at the app, it was blank, but when I pulled up the graph, it went. So when I opened the door, half the tray was ignited.
Right.
So the guy grill was sitting on the front on the magnet, and it got so hot that it melted the back end, the magnet part stuck to the grill or to the door, and everything else was on the floor. So, oops. Surprisingly, once it cooled off, it still works. But you have to cycle through the numbers, the probes, to see which temperature are. It doesn't work on the phone anymore.
Oh.
But that's been, 6 years?
It's been a while.
8 years? What I have? I bought that in 2016-ish, give or take. So that's 7 years. So, and it still works. And I found that the replacement probes from the Expert Grill at Walmart, you can buy those replacement probes. Those actually worked really well on that.
Oh.
So instead of
I only had to replace one, and it was a warranty replacement. I called them up, and they actually sent me one to replace it. I've never had to go out and buy one, but
yep, I had to replace.
But that's good to know, because those are pretty cheap.
Yeah, I had to replace the ambient one. That was $25, but that was years ago. So, all right, have a good one, Stephen. So, well, we've been on for quite a while.
Hour 40.
So that was good topics. Great conversation.
And
so
it's air conditioned.
Yes. I tell you, man, I got up and I felt heavy, and I felt just. So this was great. I feel good now. Good conversation and good coffee. And you like the French press?
Yeah.
We'll have to do that more often, huh? Between this and Cowboy, huh? We're hitting them all. All right, y'all. Well, let's get out of here. Let's have a great week. And hey, we got some another adventures coming up this week. So we'll let y'all know how all that goes.
Yeah, Wednesday, Teresa and I'll be married 28 years.
28 years. Wow.
But she's got to work all weekend next weekend, and she's off today, so we're probably going to go out for anniversary dinner or something like that tonight, since we're both off and can spend time together. But hard to believe she's put up with me this long.
Well, yeah. Well, seeing how our nerves are shot. So, all right, y'all. Have a great week, and we'll catch y'all on the next one.
See you guys.
Remember, there's 2 rules of cooking. Did you have fun? Did it taste good? Rock
Rock
on.
Y'all are awesome. Y'all have a great week.